That sounds like a weird question. You ever been in trouble with the law? Nope.
Hey everybody, welcome back to 9 Day Fiance, The Single Life. So today we are on episode 9 and we're going to start off with Tyray. So remember in the last episode, his brothers and him went to New Orleans on a boys trip and there he also went on his first date. But unfortunately it didn't work out. So now Tyray and his brothers are out on a nightclub, I think, and Tyray's getting loose and he's having a lot of fun. And to be honest, I've never seen him this outgoing before. So he's swinging back drinks and he's talking to girls and he's doing it with a lot of confidence too. So he starts talking to this girl named Renee and she seems to be really interested in him. So they go outside to talk. There they seem to have a lot in common and Tyray's really into her.
Rena's really pretty. Her hair really stood out to me, and she's thick. I think thick girls are it girls, and she is hot.
Maybe we can hang out tomorrow.
So he was able to secure a date with her for tomorrow and then they hug and part ways. Overall, I gotta give a point to Tyray because he really shook me with how bold and confident he was, and I think the date with Teresa in the last episode really did help him get comfortable to talking to women. So now it's the next day and Tyray and his brothers are heading to a house party that Renee invited him to. So they meet up and they hit it off right away, and Renee is just so nice and she seems so easy to talk to and she's the one leading the conversation. And I think Tyray likes that because remember in the last episode, was it the last episode? It was a couple episodes back, but he says that he likes women that can lead the relationship and basically take charge. So he's literally giggling like a little girl and he's having so much fun with Renee. Okay, so then things get a bit bold. So Renee says that she likes his beads and Tyray says that if she wants them that she gotta do something to get them, and then he puckers his lips for a kiss. And I'm like, Tyray, who is this man? Because this isn't the usual Tyray that we all know and barely love. And Renee looks so shook.
You want to give him to me?
Yeah, but you know what? You gotta do something to get him.
What?
So I'm so proud of her because she was able to successfully dodge that by saying a kiss on the cheek, and Tyray accepted that. But I don't know, I just felt like he was coming off way too strong in that and he needed to slow down. But like I said before, we love the confidence, but dialed it back a bit.
A kiss. On the cheek?
That'll work. That'll work.
Mwah. Can I have them now?
All right, I guess so.
Yay!
Earned him.
And it gets stuck in my head.
So then Renee gets her beads and then they decide to go hang out by their hotel pool. So Tyray goes and tells his brother the plans and they practically tell him to go. Like go make your move, Tyray. So they get to the place and they're having a lot of fun, and Renee says that she thinks Tyray will make a great partner. She said that she doesn't really have a typical type, but the people who are not your type are actually the best type for you. What do you guys think about that? Because I heard of people getting with people that are not usually their type and it turns out just straight up diabolical. It turns out worse than actually being with somebody that was your type. That's just some of the few things I heard while on TikTok. So they're vibing and they sound really great together. So Tyray decides that this will be his best time to shoot his shot. So he asks her what she thought about long distance relationship with him, or would that be too soon? And she said too soon. So basically that was a no.
Do like long distance, or is it just too soon?
Too soon.
Let me jump in the pool now. Face first.
But at least he took the rejection like a champ. He could have been like crying about it or giving her like a hard time, like, oh, okay, fuck you, bitch. Like, you know. So they dip and hug, and that's where their segment ends. Okay, now on to Natalie. So on the last episode, Natalie broke up with Josh, and it left me a crying mess. But I got over it. Natalie tells us that she broke up with Josh a couple weeks ago and now she's in LA with no job and basically no plans, and every day she misses Josh. But she has to keep going if she wants to find the best for herself, and I agree. So Natalie is talking about how she came to America to find love and somebody she can have children with. She wants kids so bad that she even went as far as to get ready for artificial insemination, and I was like, damn, Natalie, I feel like finding your perfect husband will take a while, but as she's getting older, it'll become harder for her to get pregnant. So I'm on board with her trying to get a donor or doing whatever to have a baby, even if it means adoption as well. But even though I'm saying all this, I also feel like she's not ready yet to be a mother because she's not in the right place right now to bring a child into her life. For now, okay? So she said that when she tried the IVF route with her second husband, it failed and she had a miscarriage, but then they never got back to it. Then after she divorced him, she went to a church and they tried to make her a nun. And the only reason she didn't turn into a nun is because her family prevented her, but she admits that it was a great part of her life.
Wouldn't let me, like, go stages. But I think it was a great part of my life. And it was such a joy when you all nuns, like all sisters lined up and Pope goes and, you work hard and gives you holy water, and I'm blessed. It was a very beautiful moment,
But can anybody actually imagine Natalie as a nun? I feel like this will honestly be the last thing I would have expected her to be. But the way she talks about her nun experience now has me sad that she didn't go through with it because she generally seems so happy to be there. So then we found out that Natalie says that it will take her a while for her to find Mr. Right, and she's not getting any younger, so she's going to take things into her own hands. And then she goes to a fertility clinic. Like, oh my gosh, I know I said that she's not ready, but I would love to be proven wrong and for her to be like the best mother ever. And she might not even find love in a man, but maybe like the love that she finds from having her own child will replace that. And I think that this will also let us see a whole new side of Natalie. So I'm actually very excited about all of this. So Natalie goes in and meets up with her doctor and explains her situation about wanting a child but not finding the right man, and now she's ready to be a single mother. So the doctor brings up her biological clock, and that's when her mom cuts right into the conversation saying women can give birth at 52, 55, especially those that play sports. And Natalie and the doctor just look so uncomfortable, and honestly that's just so rude to say, and all the doctor is doing is just stating facts. Like, he's not trying to talk about the exceptions because giving birth at 50 to 55 is not common. It's only rarely that actually happens, and the last time I remember, Natalie isn't playing any sports right now. So the chance of Natalie being able to have a child around that age is so low, like be for real.
До 50 лет женщина может родить запросто, 55 даже. Но если ты занимаешься спортом, то это больше процент, выше.
So he then brings up that if she would be interested in a sperm donor, and she said that she would like to know the possibilities of it. So the doctor does a great job explaining how the process would work, and so Natalie explains the process to her mom as well, and her mom seems to be okay with it. Natalie says that she wants a good quality swimmer, and the doctor said of course, and that they will sit down and she can go through some of her options with them. So Natalie's excited about it, and she thanks the doctor. She tells us that she's ready for a child, but she's not sure how she can have a baby totally alone. And I'm thinking she's not really alone because her mother's also with her, and I feel like she can help her raise her child, especially when Natalie's at work to provide for them. So after this, another person comes in so Natalie can pick her donor. Natalie looks excited looking at all the details, but we hear from mom in her interview that she would prefer that Natalie have a husband instead and then have a child with him because that is the traditional way and how nature is supposed to go. And I can see where her mom is coming from given like her background and her age, but I feel like she's putting too much pressure on Natalie. So the director gives Natalie a paper of some of what the donors have wrote, and then Natalie says that it doesn't feel personal and it just feels awkward. So she thanks the director, and her mom decide to think about it. But when leaving, she said that she would prefer finding love and then creating a child with the person she loves. So basically she came a full circle on this. And then her mom brings up her exing Michael, and that was so funny. Oh my gosh. But imagine if Natalie actually does go back to Michael and she ends up having a baby with him and they actually end up being happy ever after. That would be crazy. But I feel like maybe at the end of everything she might just go back to being a nun, and if that's the case, I 100% support it. Okay, now for Debbie. So in the previous episode, Debbie meets Ruben's father, and now in this episode, it's time for Ruben to meet Julian. So while driving the car with Julian, he asks Debbie what happened on the date, and Debbie is telling him how fun she had, and Julian just looks so over it. And I'm like, if you didn't want to know, then why did you ask?
What happened last night?
Well, he picked me up in what he calls like the blue chariot. It's like he drove me all around.
Yeah, I saw it.
So Debbie mentions that Ruben asked her if she would consider moving to Miami, and Julian's like, hell no. And I have to agree with him there because I feel like she should just take it slow before making a big decision like that. So they get to the destination and Julian meets Ruben, and Julian already looks like he doesn't like Ruben. But I don't know why though, because in this case I feel like from an outside looking in, they look like the vibes totally match, so I think Julian should give him a chance.
Interesting outfit.
Yeah, hey, matches the wall.
Yeah, I see.
We kind of match, Ruben.
I got a little bit of every color.
Mom's always liked the strange guys, the strange art, the strange things. I mean, just look at what he's wearing. To me, that's very strange.
So they start spray painting, and Julian asks some guy if they have permission to spray paint it. And it's just so funny because he's such a buzzkill.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
We do have permission from the owner to spray paint this, right? I just want to make sure. Okay, I just want to make sure.
We went from being criminals to now being artists.
So while Julian's worrying, Debbie's having the time of her life. So then Julian tries to ask Ruben some questions about his personal life. And my goodness, poor Ruben. It honestly feels like he's at a job interview and was like getting interviewed personally by the CEO. But I will give Ruben some credit though, because he might be stammering a bit, but I feel like he is saying all the right things, but Julian still doesn't look pleased with all the answers. Ruben tries to give Julian the benefit of the doubt by saying that he just cares for for his mother, so that's why he's overprotective. But then Julian asked him if he's ever been in trouble with the law. Like,
Well, that sounds like a weird question. Have you ever been in trouble with the law? Nope. Never been in trouble with law. Nope. Never been arrested.
honestly, if that was me, whether I was telling the truth or not, my answer would be no. I'm not airing myself out like that if I've been in trouble with the law. So I feel like Julian felt a bit better, but my goodness, do you guys think that's kind of rude to ask somebody? Like, I get that he's worried, but come on. So Debbie said that she heard the whole thing, but she's not butting into the conversation because she can't do confrontation. And I will understand that to a degree, but if I were her, I would have stepped in and told Julian that what he was asking was inappropriate. But then it gets worse. Julian tells Ruben about how Debbie moved to Morocco for a man, and Ruben's like, Morocco? And I'm like, no way Julian's actually gonna out on his own mother. And I know what Debbie did is something I would never do, but if I did it and my son outed me out like that to my new love interest, I would have bitch slapped him into another universe, because why would you do that? So one thing I didn't know was that Debbie was still helping Osama's family out by sending them money here and there to help them get by. And my goodness, like, I thought they were all using her to get to America, and I know she saw the episodes back, so why she would still send them money, I have no idea. But Ruben looks absolutely shook after hearing all of this. He said that her moving to Morocco for love was crazy, the age gap is crazy, and her still sending money to them is crazy. He doesn't like the fact that they're still communicating and is worried that the family might try to use this to bring them back together. Because of this, he's now hesitant about the relationship, and he says that he'll need to talk to her to make sure that they're on the same page. So Ruben comes back and Julian makes his exit after successfully planting seeds of doubt into Ruben. And that's where the episode ends. Oh, what a great episode. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Let me know some of your thoughts in the comments below. Please leave a like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.